free militia. It's necessary to a free state. Beats the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. Nice.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America. This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I've got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. We come to you live every night at midnight, every weeknight at midnight Eastern. That's 9 Pacific for about an hour each night. We'll do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the week. We schedule those on Monday. We run it live on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com. We're watching the live comments from the people that join the show live. That's what it's all about. We try to have a conversation each night. We take the best of. We host it on iTunes as a podcast. And, of course, the show goes and renders into a video over on YouTube. And we post it over on the Gun Channel. So we appreciate everybody that watches the show now and those that watch it in the future, especially those that take the time to leave us comments and subscribe to our channels on the various platforms. It's all about getting the word out and finding new listeners. So we really appreciate the people that help us with that. We've got hosts. We've got 4 of us jumping in here. I think Jimmy's on his way as well. We got Angelina jumping in from California. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Ahoy, mateys.
And we've got, you're on a boat. And then we've got Rob jumping in from Canada, also on a boat.
Hey, how's it going, eh?
Not on a boat, but in Canada it's a boat. And then we got Smeggy, maybe? Thought maybe that'd wake him up. Maybe he's just hanging out.
He'll be back momentarily.
Oh, it says, I'm here, but I can't talk. I don't know what that's all about. So then I'm down here in Tucson, and like I say, I think Jimmy's going to be jumping in here from the Honex. It is episode 517. It is Tuesday, so we'll be doing Second Amendment issues. Why are town laws prohibiting CCW on public property not unconstitutional? So that should be interesting. We have a self-defense story. I don't know who put that in there. And then...
Story time with Smeggy.
Yeah, but he's not talking. And then we'll be talking about the state of North Dakota.
Well, it sounds like a good show.
Yeah, anything to bring up before we start digging in?
I don't have anything. Bob?
Nah, nothing.
And Smeggy's just hanging out. So I guess we'll dig in. So Second Amendment issues. Why are town laws prohibiting CCW on public property not unconstitutional? States' rights?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess states' rights, but still it's... I don't know. Still, I would say it's a little unconstitutional. But, I mean, but it's states' rights.
Yeah, that's why California has all those restrictions.
Yeah. Yeah, that is part of it.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm back. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good. So we were talking about why town laws prohibiting CCW on public property are not unconstitutional.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that, yeah, state rights or whatever, but then you also have sometimes the towns do it, even though the states have a preemption law saying, like, a city can't be more restrictive than the state itself. But I don't know. That's a tough one, just because, like, the federal government should be allowed to come in and tell a state, like, yo, you can't be screwing your people over that much. Like, I don't think the stuff California does should be allowed. They should be like, hey, you can't do that. I mean, that's what the Supreme Court's for, right? Is to make sure that stuff is constitutional.
Well, I mean, I think that things aren't very constitutional for us here.
Right, but does that mean that like that's I disagree with that then. Like I don't think the state should be allowed to do that. It's just like
Well, yeah, I disagree with it too. I mean, I think it's kind of like it's it's messed up.
so yeah, I mean I think you should be able to carry in any public place. Like I don't think cities or states or whatever should be allowed to restrict that because of the Second Amendment. Because it's right to keep and bear.
Well,
So-
the federal government prohibits where you can carry too, right? Like you can't carry in the post office. Isn't that like a thing?
Correct. That's federally too.
So why isn't that unconstitutional? Or is it?
That's a good point. I mean, it's the same thing, just at a different level.
So yeah, it's a different level. And while they're saying like, while federally, yes, we have, a right to bear arms, they're saying you do not have a right to bear arms inside this post office.
I mean, I don't know if anybody can defend it. It's a situation that we're in. I think it's an angle. I think that it's a way that we can leverage an argument so that we're not having to defend heinous acts of individuals, which is typically when the argument is brought to us, right? When we have to defend our rights, except they're persecuting a bad person, right, who used an implement. So now this seems like something that we could come up with out of nowhere and say, how are these constitutional? How does this add up? And there must be challenges to it that would become court cases that can work their way up through the courts to the Supreme Court, right? I would think this is the kind of thing that all the times that we're not under attack, our Second Amendment isn't under attack, this is the kind of thing we could all be championing, right? This whole concept.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to know, like, has this been a case before? Maybe that's
I don't know one that went to the Supreme Court, but I think there's been some state stuff.
Heller?
Well, that's true. I mean, that was about carrying. But
it was about carrying, but I guess getting a permit, not necessarily on public property.
Well, is the post office public property?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. Right.
Well, isn't the post office like not the government, but the government too? Like, aren't they their own entity, but they're also the government?
That's a good point. I think you mean like they're not government employees, but they're completely run by the government.
Yeah, I think so. I remember having a conversation with someone that worked for the post office, and then basically saying, well, the post office isn't really the government. It's, like a federally funded entity or some kind of thing. And then it was explained, and I was like, oh, and that's why it's not like.
It says, according to the internet, the post office is an independent agency of the United States federal government responsible for providing mail, including its everywhere in the United States. So,
so why can't you carry there?
It says it receives no tax dollars. It relies on its own sales and for its operating, but it is a department of the government. But yeah, that's a good point. Like I said, that's why. What's the difference, and what happens in post offices that it's so different, and why should they have that whatever bastion of unconstitutional infringement every time we go to a post office? I guess it's kind of the same with jails and nuclear power plants. I can almost with a nuclear power plant, and jail kind of makes sense.
Right, that's what I was going to say, and I'm not necessarily agreeing with it, but I would say probably their argument is it's a sensitive location.
But it ain't, and I don't know what did one person go crazy? Did a bunch of teenagers say that we needed to get guns out of post offices? Like why? What it was? I wonder what caused it to be a place that is of significance.
What about other federal buildings, like what about like a social security office?
Well, a courthouse is one of the places you can't, and that would make sense too. There's a lot of stress in a courthouse, a lot of legal stuff. In courthouses, at least in Arizona, you have to have a locker. So if they want you to not carry in there, then they have to have a locker where you can put your gun before you go through the metal detectors, and they secure it.
I don't know. I wonder, like, what's different, but that's government, right? You'll never know.
We'll see. My bad to barge in here. We're talking about the first topic, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, the way I look at it is I would say a private business saying you can't carry here, or even if it was a courthouse or something like that saying you can't carry here, that would not necessarily be unconstitutional, but the federal government stepping in and doing that. But like town laws, I guess, I don't know. If it was the business itself, I don't think it to be unconstitutional. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else to really add to that?
I feel like we've solved it. You're welcome. And a lot of people would waste a lot of time going to law school, and they could just listen to this.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's dead air. So much like the post office, we all got paid to just sit there for a bit.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my benefit check to come in.
I didn't know there was a check.
Let's not talk about payments. Let's not talk about salaries from everybody. So we'll move on to self-defense story. What is this? Where'd this come from?
Oh, I tossed it in there because we haven't had anything on Tuesday for a while.
Okay.
I figure it can be a short little topic. But before we grab that, I got to do the Gun Channel's member of the day.
Oh, who is that?
I have no idea who this person is. It says like Owl and Anchor. No idea. Sounds
like
weird. I bet you they're a weirdo.
I
Probably
bet they are.
must be a pirate.
In case people don't know, obviously I'm joking. That is one of our co-hosts here, but she is also over on Gun Channels.
On a channel now. I don't know if everyone saw that or not. Yeah, so there's a little channel, and there's, I think, a coupon code there, but if there isn't, it's not my fault because I don't know how to work the internet.
There is. You're offering 10% discount to anybody who uses.
I think it's 20%, which is actually
20.
the best discount you can get. 20 whole percent, right?
Crazy. That's all your profit. I appreciate that, and it's on your channel there. But
so on my channel, sometimes we'll throw up some I don't know, some cool stuff that you can only get if you're on Gun Channels. So if you're on YouTube, you should totally make an account on Gun Channels and follow me and get some cool stuff.
I'm gonna grab the link to that channel right now. I should have done that while we were talking about it, but
I'm pretty sure it's in the description of the video, and then it's right here.
well, there you go.
And it'll break it on YouTube because YouTube sucks. So we got this wild card topic of the week where we try to. Well, the idea, 200 episodes or so ago, was to start having a guest host or a guest and interview them or something, but we never do that. So it's like the idea of doing this topic.
Yeah, basically it's just a self-defense story. I think for one, it's kind of good to just get those out there because people hear all the time guns are bad and people use them for bad things, and this might give you it's anecdotal evidence. I mean, obviously you can go to the CDC and see defensive gun uses. It's anywhere from 500,000 to 3 million. The problem is most of the time shots are never fired, so they don't keep track of them as well. So but either way, they're used for good, and this is just a example. So, just a short little, article or whatever you want to call it, but basically, firearms can be an equalizer for the old and the outnumbered. In a recent defensive shooting in Pennsylvania illustrates, an 84-year-old Korean War veteran makes a habit to sleep with his gun under his pillow so he can react quickly if he's threatened. Now, personally, I don't think that's the best idea, but having a gun is a good idea. I just don't think the pillow is the best. Hopefully, it's in like a holster or something. Doesn't accidentally hit the trigger. Anyways, the practice worked to his advantage in early December when two men conducted a late-night break-in at his home. The resident was awakened to the sound of suspects bursting through his front door. When an assailant tried to grab him, the veteran fired, killing one of the intruders. A tussle with the other ensued, and the gun being knocked out of the armed citizen's hand, and the bad guy fled before the owner could retrieve his gun. And that's on CBSNews.com from Pittsburgh, and that was December 8th, 2017.
Where did you, and that was, I'm sorry, from what.com?
That was CBS News.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's just, another reason why self-defense is good.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Well, and especially, I mean, that's one of the things I know I've had the mistake of doing this or whatever, but when you're thinking about self-defense or whatever, I think about myself, and I'm a somewhat capable male, like I have a little bit of physical presence, and I forget that hopefully at some point I want to be old, and there's old people out there right now. So when you're talking about guns, like, oh, you don't need that, you don't need this, blah blah blah, whatever, it's like, yeah, well maybe grandpa does, and maybe someone else does.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, so, if you're like an old lady, you can't like fight someone off, but you could like reach under and grab your, Smith & Wesson 500 and kill someone.
Or even just, because that was one of them I skipped over from there, but maybe I'll do it next week or something. But whatever, basically, old lady grabbed her gun, yelled at the guy, and he ran away. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Vast majority of the time, that's how guns are used in self-defense. Most of the time, the trigger's never even pulled.
Yeah, there was, I don't know. I can't remember who told me this story, but they had like a cop friend, and the cop friend said, all you really need is like the sound of a shotgun racking. And
I hate that cliche.
Yeah, I know. I hate it too, but in general, it's kind of like the same thing. I mean, they even say like, that like sticking an NRA sticker on your like front window or something.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that too. I mean, part of me thinks, well,
I mean, that's like, that could be an advertisement, like, oh, I got guns, rob me. But it could also be like, hey, if you want to break in here, probably gonna get some buckshot in your ass.
Yeah, like a deterrent. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, just like a, beware of dogs sign on your fence or something.
Well, that's just for liability, because if your dog bites someone, you'd be like, well, I warned him.
Well, but also, like, shit, they got a dog. It's another pain in the ass thing. But, I mean, anyway, so is story time with Smeggy going to be like a thing, or?
I'll look for feedback from the viewers.
All right,
if no one wants to hear me talk.
All right, so if you guys like hearing that, then, let us know. If not, then don't let us know.
I was just going to say that. I'm like, if you like it, let us know. If you don't, shut up.
Yeah, if you don't, then just I guess forget.
I'm just teasing, seriously. If you don't like it, if you're like, no, that was dumb. But I think it's useful. Yeah,
well, all right, so we might as well roll into the state of the state, which is probably one of the best little segments. So Jimmy, take it away.
Oh snap! Today we got what is it? Oh, North Dakota. All right. Hopefully,
Good to know
yeah. I
you've
don't
done all
think
your
it's.
research when you're like finding out what it is right now.
Oh
What's
yeah,
the you know, like getting lucky in Kentucky? What's the one for North Dakota? Or is there one?
should have wore a coda in North Dakota. I don't know. It's cold.
Yeah, I like that one.
I was gonna say, bring me a soda.
Bring me a soda from North Dakota. It's cold, so that'll work too. All right, so yeah, North Dakota, definitely not as wordy as California. Let's see here. Permit to purchase required. No for long guns or handguns. Firearm registration. No for neither nor. Owner license required. No. Carry permits required. No. North Dakota is a shall issue state for concealed carry. Permitless carry or permitless concealed carry, for residents only, effective August 1st, 2017. Class 1 and 2 permits will still be available. Permits still required to carry openly. Open carry permitted, yes. Open carry of long guns is generally permitted. Open carry of loaded handgun is permitted only by individuals with a valid concealed weapons license. Non-permit holders may carry 1 hour before sunrise until 1 hour after sunset, provided the firearm is unloaded in plain sight. That's weird.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That sounds like a hunting thing, because
maybe
you're allowed in the
would...
woods an hour before and an hour after. But if they find you at 2 o'clock in the morning with a rifle, even if it's unloaded, they'll be like, "Yo, you're hunting," and you get in trouble. So that's where that comes from. So you can carry your handgun out with you, while you're going out hunting or something. But you have to unload it if you don't have a permit.
Yeah. They have a preemption of local restrictions for long guns and handguns. Assault weapon law, no. Mag capacity restrictions, no. NFA weapons restricted, no. NFA compliant automatic firearms must be registered with the county sheriff and the State Bureau of Criminal Investigation. Shall certify, yes, within 30 days. And background checks required for private sales, negative. All in all, they're pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds like free America right there.
How many of us have been to North Dakota?
Never once.
Not me yet.
I don't think so.
Have you?
Not me. Bob probably has.
Bob?
Where to where?
North Dakota?
Oh yeah, lots of times.
What'd you think?
I like it.
It looks like kind of a cool place.
It is. It is cool in the winter.
Is it like Canada Light?
Yeah, it's basically Canada Light.
Oh, all right. So it's like America, Canada?
Yeah, well, it's like Western Canada, so that's kind of more different than the regular or the other part of Canada. So, yeah, kind of just like cowboys and
Idly Whiplash.
Yeah, mostly just cowboys though and rednecks. Yeah. That's all we know here.
Well, America's hat. We're proud to have it. So,
well, I got something else on the North Dakota thing.
All right, let's hear it.
So normally I like to try and look up any like recent law changes. North Dakota, basically all I saw was last year, as Jimmy mentioned, they got concealed carry. I'm sorry, they got constitutional carry, which means you can, conceal carry without a permit.
Right.
But there was one thing that kind of stood out, and it wasn't pretty much decided till December, so it's still kind of new, is that the Attorney General just released an opinion about carrying in a vehicle. Because I guess before this went into effect, they had stuff about carrying a loaded gun in a vehicle. Like, it's not allowed unless you have a concealed carry permit. And they just wanted to clarify, like, now that, is that okay? And yes, you can constitutionally carry a loaded handgun in a vehicle. So you don't have to have a permit, but, you can get one if you want to carry in other states or whatever. So that's really the only new laws. That's the only legislation that was going through, good or bad.
Here's a question for everybody. if you are visiting a constitutional carry state, do you get to constitutionally carry or no?
That's a good
I
question.
think it depends on the state, because like when Jimmy read the North Dakota thing, it said for residents they're allowed to carry.
Yeah,
I
some,
think with us, you can if you're a visitor. Correct me if I'm wrong.
some reciprocities will say from states with constitutional carry, you can carry with proof of a driver's license from that state or something.
But like say someone from California goes to Arizona, can that person carry there, lawfully?
Correct. If you're legal to own a gun in Arizona and constitutional carry, you're legal to carry the gun.
Even though this person isn't a resident.
Correct. Even Bob.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Yeah,
that's a little bit better than the North Dakota one, which is just for residents of North Dakota.
All right.
Well, all right, so every day, gun shop of the day. Today, what do we got?
Today we're looking at one of the shops in Oklahoma. As soon as I'm done clicking this, I can go back to looking over here, and then I can screen
We're
share.
talking the 2A shooting center in Oklahoma.
That's right. So I haven't done one of the shops in Oklahoma. As soon as I'm done clicking this, back to looking over here. All right. So I haven't done a video on this one. We'll just look at some of the pictures, but this is one that we did a live show in front of when we were there after the Tulsa show.
Compliant.
So, what?
I said compliant.
Yeah, the thing's a Canadian solar little scooter thing. So it's a shop with a range, and then in another building is this prepper survival type store. So that's what these pictures are of, that I guess you'd call it like a reloading / prepper store. So we went with P226 Nut the first time I was in Tulsa on the tour before the Gun Rights Policy Conference, and then I went to the Gun Rights Policy Conference, went back to Tucson, went back to Tulsa for the Wanamaker show, and that's when Cycle Camp, P226 Nut, and myself did the daily gun show from the parking lot there that day. And that's the pictures from here. So these are pictures from the shop, and I think I might have done a video. No, I think I just did pictures of the shop. So have yet to do the video from it, but it's a pretty nice shop, or a pretty nice range. And I think we've talked about it just looking at the pictures before, sometime during the tour. Anyway, it's right off the highway, and it's right near, well, it's kind of between the museum and the gun show. So it's the kind of place we could get to and shoot if everybody's in Tulsa for the show. It's close enough that everybody could get there and shoot, and it's an indoor range. So it costs a little more maybe than just going out to the woods or whatever they call it there, or going to an outdoor range, but it's a potential if it's raining or something like that. And they seem pretty friendly and seem like pretty decent range.
Is it that looks like in that first picture with the building, it looks pretty big. Is it pretty sizable?
It is. It's like a pretty decent sized building. Right, the highway's right behind it, so they're like in an industrial area, and they must have pretty much the whole building is lanes. So I'm guessing 10 or 15 lanes.
It looks pretty cool. Like they got some. I like that that little case of rifle pistols. Those are cool too.
Yeah, these are their pistols, and then maybe you're talking about they took a picture of some of these like basically pistol caliber rifles or pistols with braces, and I just thought that was cool that they're able to sell this kind of stuff in a store, and it's not some kind of crazy thing that you have to assemble in a dark room at home.
Right, California style.
Yeah, they seem to have some pretty good stuff.
So that's our gun shop today. Every day we try to hit a new shop, and that one's still from the tour. We got probably another dozen from the tour still to make videos of, and then a couple like the museums. We could do probably another dozen videos just from some of the bigger locations. So plenty more stuff coming. And if you've got suggestions for the gun shops, let us know. And as we get back on the road here, we'll definitely be looking for suggestions to along the route. And Angelina's going to be heading out for a month on the road too. So at some point we'll talk about your route and hopefully get suggestions for cool shops and interesting shops along your route too, huh?
And my my gun show loophole tour at Gettysburg. I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Going to the museum there.
Yeah, I saw they had some guns and stuff, so I'm particularly interested in that.
Yep, I haven't been to that one yet.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a neat one.
That was our gun shop today. What do we want to hit next?
What about the movie of the day, gun movie of the day?
So every day we try to hit a gun-related movie, something you might not have seen in a while, or if you're a youngin', something you ain't seen yet. So today it is Desperado.
Is it related to the song by the Eagles?
No.
I don't think so.
Now, is this with Antonio Banderas?
Yes, Bob. It's that one. Remember, it's the mariachi, then Desperado, then Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Okay,
So
okay.
Second, and it's the big budget one. So Mariachi was like his first like independent, and it was awesome. And then Desperado was like this, it wasn't really the sequel; it was the second in a trilogy, right?
Somebody,
Yeah.
money thrown at him for that
Big
one.
budget, and it was awesome. A lot of explosions and stuff. And then, oh, Mariachi's the last one? No, what's the last one?
Nah, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. That's the one with Johnny Depp in it and all that.
Okay. So is everybody seen
But
this? No.
yeah, I seen it.
Yep.
I have not.
Angelina?
Nope. Me and Smeggy are the winners today.
Millennials have never seen any good movies.
I'm not a millennial. I think I'm too old for that. I think I'm like too old to be a millennial.
I think it's after what, 1980s. Maybe like after 1980.
Oh, that's me.
Don't listen to Bob. That's not the right definition.
Yeah, it's like 82 and up.
And don't listen. No, that's what Hosh used, and I argue with him too. But we're not talking about millennials. We're talking about Desperado. So, what do you guys like so much about it?
I don't like the
It's a good movie. I like I was a fan of Mariachi obviously before that came out. But yeah, it's a cool movie. Like G was saying, a lot of explosions, decent story. Not the best story. It's more of an action type of thing, but it's good.
Salma Hayek and
Salma Hayek, yeah.
And P-89s. It's like the only movie ever that they had dual P-89s in it.
That little neat sawed-off double barrel that he had too. That was kind of cool.
Yep. But it's super action, sort of like, what do you call it, like popcorn type of movie. Just a bunch of explosions and gratuitous jumping around, and it's pretty.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I give it a thumb as its own movie.
Yeah, some. Back in the day, I probably would have gave it 2, but more movies have come out since that are cooler, I guess.
It's been topped. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a thumb. Yeah.
So it's getting 3 thumbs from 3 of us.
Yep.
And I have no opinion on it, so no thumbs for me.
Bruce did saying lots of good gunplay, and it's a gun movie for sure. Like, it's all about the gun, right? Or the gun fights, at least.
And the música.
So does it have the Eagles song in it or no?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that.
No, not at all. It has nothing to do with the song.
I'm trying to think of what the song's lyrics are. I think he just called it that for some other reason.
Desperado.
I love the Eagles. That's what that's what made me think of it.
Even after Bob ruined it right now?
Yeah, because I sing along in the car all the time and I ruin it, so I could deal with Bob.
There you go.
All right, well, we're seeing some thumbs for the Desperado out there. What if you put the whole trilogy together?
Oh, then
I'd give it 2.
So, which one of the 3 is the best then? Like, do you think the other ones make the second one better?
The third one is not the best. The first one is like an independent movie, and it's just cool because somebody was making a movie to make a movie and not to try to be a big deal. And then the second one was like neat because it was, imagine somebody who made a movie and it was a success and they gave him a ton of money so he could play around. So both of them are really neat. And I would say, and it's like saying Mad Max and the Road Warrior. They're both awesome for their own ways. And the third one's okay. I don't know. Jimmy's asking.
Yeah, the third one, they were kind of like trying too much to keep up with the first two, but yeah, they were good.
Yeah, it was hard to match up to them. But Smeggy's saying which is better, 1 or 2?
I see 1 was my introduction to it, so if I didn't see 1, I would have never seen 2. I don't know. I don't know, but I did like 2 a little bit better than 1 after seeing it. But I can't not give 1 its credit. But yeah, I'd have to say 2.
I'm going to say 1 just so that you have to watch both now, because we're not going to say the same one. And you're welcome. Yeah. That's what the whole thing's about. So I don't know. We should also ask who hasn't seen the movie, so we have an idea once in a while of if we're actually discovering new movies for people. But I do think we got a pretty good success rate of matching people up with movies they ain't seen yet. Would you like a service? You're welcome.
Well, there's a movie every night, so at least one time you should probably have not seen something. Maybe.
And I haven't seen crap, so you're always telling me about new movies.
But have you ever gone back and watched them because of our recommendation?
There's been a couple, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, when I watched that Vietnam one.
Platoon?
Yep. Is that with Charlie Sheen?
Yep. You like it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Have you seen other Nam movies?
No, but I would watch more now. Well, I've seen Full Metal Jacket.
Okay, well, that's 2.
And then,
unfortunately, all the rest of them are going to be weak compared to those 2.
Forrest Gump. I mean, is that a Vietnam movie? Loosely.
Kind of.
It is. I mean, it is, but it's a whole different thing.
I mean, 20 minutes of it is.
I mean, it is, but.
Well, there's also the whole thing with his buddy, Sergeant Dan or Captain Dan or
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, who got his legs blowed off, but man, it's just
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. All right, so let's roll into the gun of the day. Pretty excited about this one. So, Bob, what do you got?
I looked at it. It's just all it says is Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. Yeah, they were probably the first ones. They were the first ones to produce it.
Bam.
And yeah, it's a wonderful gun. I like this. Actually, probably one of the earlier pistols I got to shoot was a 6-inch Model 19 357.
Is that the actual ammo from that box right there too?
Yeah, so that's Smith & Wesson branded ammo. It's got Smith & Wesson head stamps on it, and I guess it's some kind of semi-wad cutter from back in the day. What are you guessing? 90s maybe, that box?
Yeah, looks like about that.
It's just the one that this is the one that Z has. This revolver. Got the counterweights underneath the barrel there.
Ew. Might get heavier to carry.
No, it ain't for carry, it's for hunting and for target, I think.
That's a really pretty gun though.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it is.
It makes me want to get a revolver.
It's a wonderful caliber too. I mean, 357 Magnum is probably one of the premier self-defense pistol cartridges.
Well, shooting out of this thing is going to be like driving a Cadillac. It's going to be a lot of fun to shoot this.
Yeah. Well, even shooting out of that little one you've got, that little carry pistol you got, it doesn't hurt or anything. It's sharpish, but not a big deal. I think Amy can fire that.
Gun Weapons hasn't reviewed this gun, so Bob refuses to actually review the gun that's on the screen. It's just quiet protest.
7 Magnum Smith & Wesson revolver. Of course, it's going to be quality, well, smooth trigger. Yeah, great gun.
There we go.
I mean, it's just one of those guns that everybody already knows that. Smith & Wesson.
I think that I'm confident in saying that if we can get $10,000 a month on Patreon, we're giving away the gun of the day. every day.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Maybe not. Wait, maybe 90,000. I forgot that there's 30 days in a month.
Yeah.
$80,000 on Patreon. We're giving away the gun of the day to a lucky
Very
viewer.
much.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, but no more forgotten weapon guns though, because those can get pretty expensive.
Yeah, those are all like 10 grand, 14 grand.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add on the pistol, Jimmy?
I love 357s and Smith and Wesson. I mean, that's the way to go, unless you're going to get a Colt.
It's the best unless you get one of these.
Yeah,
I thought I heard a noise.
exactly.
With another brand. All right, so that was our gun of the day, and what do we got left? We got a couple of things, I think. We could talk about history. We got 2 things coming up. We have one for today and one for tomorrow. Which one do we want to do first?
Let's do today.
So today's 27th, and today is the day that, does it say that the handgun ban went into effect in Britain? So is that England? 1997.
Yeah. Well, probably Great Britain.
Yeah.
So
Wales, Ireland, all that.
I don't remember when I put this up. I put this up back in 2015, I think, for the first time. And this little chart here shows, of course, their number of licensed firearms in blue. So, of course, honest people, law-abiding people obeyed the law, got rid of guns. And then we see firearms crime in green rise pretty much in response. And then violent crime in general rise as well. So, of course, that's the part they don't like to talk about. So we remind people about that on our history. And then we got today, or tomorrow, I guess, depending on where you are. February 28th will be the anniversary of the Brady Handgun Violence Protection Act, which was the federal waiting period. It was only in effect from 94 to 97 when, if I remember the story correctly, a sheriff here in Arizona, Sheriff Mack, over in the next county over, decided that if the feds wanted the local law enforcement to do work, then they needed to pay them. And again, that's creating laws with a burden and a responsibility on an agency or a level of bureaucracy that isn't ready for it. You know, that's what they do a lot of times, is make laws without any thought of the implementation. So in this case, the sheriff here in Arizona said, no, we're not going to do all this, and there's no need to have all this. And it was fought, and it went away. Unfortunately, we had the Knicks come in right after it. So little piece of the federal firearms history from today, back in 94. We had to deal with a federal background check, and I had to buy a gun during this time. So I have had to deal with a background check. Bullshit, I'll tell you that. I got mad because of the background check. Didn't cool me down at all, actually.
I can see that.
That's how it is here for us. So.
And so many people in America, like non-gun people, like anti-gun people, still believe that you don't need to get any kind of government check to buy a gun. You can just go and buy a gun anywhere. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
You can buy a gun anywhere. I can buy one off of Jimmy right now. Hey, Jimmy, you want to buy a gun? Sell a gun?
But you can't go.
Yeah, I got one right here. You guys want to see how it shoots before you buy it?
Let me put my windbreaker on. I'm going to go outside.
Well, yeah, I don't want to shoot it in the house. I'm going to shoot it up in the air. Safely.
Oh, Jimmy, I don't know how much but I'll buy that.
There it is.
An Iranian.
I'm glad I put my windbreaker on for that, because it seemed like it was breezy.
Raining Men.
Yeah, it will be here in a couple seconds. So everybody knows what that sound means. It's time to crack them knuckles and whip out them keyboards. It's time for the daily tactical pop quiz. Sorry I missed yesterday, but since I missed yesterday, you guys are going to have to still suffer with the historical Monday thing. So,
Hysterical?
What was? Yeah, hysterical. Historical.
Hysterical.
Hysteria.
Historical.
The past.
Okay.
What was the first musket produced in the U.S.? what was the first musket produced in the U.S.?
Diphtheria? No, that's not it.
No.
Somebody didn't study for the quiz. That's your problem.
Yeah, you should be studying all day, every day. Just learn about every
gun channels yet.
Long rifle, no.
The Glock 1. That's funny.
1776. You're not saying what musket it is.
The first what made in the U.S.?
Musket produced in the U.S.
We're looking for
carefully worded there.
First musket.
I think we have like both half answers, but no one's put it all together by saying who it is and what model.
We got model 1795 musket.
I think we got an answer.
We got something on gun channels.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I mean, we got like the company, but not like the model number. Do we need all of it? What the fuck's going on here?
Hey, we've got answers. Are any of them good? Like it's Springfield.
Someone has the right model and someone has the right company, but no one's put it all together. So I don't know.
I got
I think we need a lightning round
here and a musket. Springfield model 1795 musket, right?
It's not Springfield.
How much is Jimmy looking for out of the answer there?
Has two things in there, so.
ARO1. No,
would tell us if he wants the date or just. I think we got a whole answer now. Jimmy refuses to tell us what he says.
I don't know. I quit. I'm not even going to look. Somebody else can decide.
Jimmy, make a decision here, buddy.
I guess I'll take the yeah, the spring. Well, you got another question? We could do a lightning round. I'm down with that.
I don't have a question.
I don't know. Like, who's just? Never mind.
Yeah, Bob. Whatever. So
let's not get one off the top of Bob's head.
Yeah. Whoever had the most gets it. Let's say that.
Hold on. So we had the answer was the Harper's Ferry Springfield model 1795. I saw Clover first on Gun Channel say Harper's Ferry with a question mark. And then later on he came along and said 1795. But you guys are saying on the YouTube side, where are we talking? Midnight? Or was it before that?
It was before midnight. Yeah, there was way before midnight.
The Scars?
I think there was
in Tar.C model 1795.
I think there was even somebody before that.
Yeah, so okay, Bob. So that's the first one I saw was the model 1795 from Tar.C, and I was like, I don't know if that
you accept model 1795.
What was the other one? Didn't mention Springfield, right? You said CloverTech. He just said Harper Ferry.
CloverTech said Harper's Ferry. Then, like a minute later, he said he qualified it with the Springfield date and the date, everything you wanted.
But Tar.C got it first, though, eh?
No, he said model 1795. So.
Oh well, then I would give it to Clover for sure. If he's got more of the answer, and he answered it first.
Model 1795 musket, and then Scars saying Springfield 1795 musket.
Everyone's a winner.
No.
Yeah, everyone's a winner.
Crazy. Who was any of the people on YouTube before CloverTech? That's the real question, because these people could have been putting in their answer way later.
Well, I heard Angelina speak up first before anybody.
And where did you see somebody say what?
I thought you were looking at Gun Channels, ain't it?
Yeah, no? I saw Clover say that on Gun Channels. I think before Smeggy said YouTube.
There we go. Gun Channels winner.
All right. Boom.
We got to give him a link.
There you go. So for the most confusing answer ever, but I think we figured it out.
Yeah, determining the winner was harder than the question, actually.
Yeah, because Well, half the people just said like the company, and half the people just said the model, and I'm trying to get feedback from Jimmy if those count or not, and then
I don't
Clover
know.
put it all together. So Clover Tack for figuring it out and putting it all together. That makes you the tactical hot shot of the day.
I guess we could send him over to the panel. It's pretty much, there's a couple missing off of there, but if he wants to grab one, I've got it up on the screen here. While he's doing that, we can remind everybody that over on the Gun Channel side, maybe not remind everybody, but let people know that over on the Gun Channel side, we now have the shirts over on the Forged from Freedom Place website. So I put a banner underneath it here. You can click on this and that'll take you over to their website. And that's our store over there. You can grab Every Second Matters shirts. You can get Daily Gun Show ones. He's got stripper clips over here too, and hopefully you'll get some more of the designs. So if you want to grab one, they're over there. I think we get a small cut when that happens, so we appreciate that. And we were looking at the website so that Clover could tell us which one he wanted.
Well, that's excellent. Now I don't have to. Now I know where to go order them. I've been waiting to order some, but I wanted to wait until I got on the Sports for Freedom.
Is Clover still there? Anyway, we'll keep going if he's not there to tell us which one he wants. 32 people watching. We appreciate that. See how many likes we got. 27. That's a pretty awesome ratio. Thanks everybody for keeping that like or that thumb thing going. I think the reason we keep bugging people about that is the idea would be if there's a good enough ratio, maybe they put us on the front page and somebody might say, oh, Daily Gun Show, what's that all about? And then listen to our show and like us and then subscribe. And then that's the goal, right? Have a bunch of people listening to the show. So I guess we'll just keep moving. Has Clover said yet? No. So Clover's not.
You can always just fill out the form on dailygunshow.com/tactical quiz.
Yep. We talked about the day in history. I looked over on our website, and there's nothing interesting over there on the rest of kind of history. So I think we might have hit everything, right? Did a gunshot?
I think what's happening tomorrow.
Oh, we're right on the hour, too. Awesome.
Like we planned it or something.
Like if this is a professional show.
So what's happening tomorrow, Bob?
Ish.
Tomorrow would be the 1st or no? No,
Tomorrow is, the 1st, yeah.
No, it isn't. It's Wednesday. It's the 28th still. So that means we
Oh,
got
yeah, that's right.
left on the 4th year remodel over on Gun Channels. If you're already participating financially, thank you. It's time to get spread the word for all the people that are waiting until the last minute or waiting to get paid on the 1st or something. Again, if we want to see Gun Channels get big and strong and awesome, let's throw money at it and help share the word or spread the word.
All right. So if we're done, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Hang on, we still got some shows tomorrow.
I mean, what? Nobody wants to talk about that, though.
That's what I'm
getting
doing
there.
right
I'm
now,
getting
dude.
there.
Hell. So I'm just gonna
Bob's
do
in
it.
a
So,
rush.
Jimmy's doing early watch in the morning.
Gonna do it, Smeggy?
What? I'm in the middle of doing it. Why are you interrupting me? Jeez. So anyways, then normally Knives has a lobby. There might be a Smeggy Cave video over there as well. I kind of do those randomly whenever I feel like. When people
Is
want to
there
talk to me.
a Smeggy Cave tonight or no?
If people are interested, I'll do a Smeggy Cave tonight. If people head over there.
You're not gonna thinking of going in there, though, are you, Angelina?
Jesus Christ. So anyways, and then we got Rick's Life as I See It at 7 p.m. Although I think he rebranded that as Shooting with Disabilities, or maybe that's just the topic for tomorrow. I heard him mention that earlier today. Next Generation at 8 o'clock with Clover Tack. Never Enough Ammo is on at 9 o'clock. And don't know if there's an AK podcast or not. Maybe not. But then we'll have the Daily Gun Show at midnight again.
I heard that's the best gun-related podcast on the internet.
Totally is.
So a little birdie told me.
Okay.
All right, well,
The dead air makes it
Well, I was just about to say.
I'm just waiting for Bob to do the thing since he was busy talking over me when I was trying to talk. I figured he was chomping at the bit to do his thing. Then we give him a bunch of dead air and he still doesn't talk.
Do the quote, Bob?
You want me to do the quote now?
You want to do the quote? Yeah.
While Bob's screwing around, I want to thank everybody who's participated in the Knives stickers. We sold a bunch of them, and Knives has gotten the money from every single one. Really do appreciate that. People pitching in to give Knives a little thank you for all the effort he puts in keeping those lobbies pretty much all the time over here on Gun Channels. It's awesome.
Go Knives.
Yeah, for sure. Knives is a good dude. Okay. Can I go now?
We're all waiting. There's all this dead air. Waiting for Bob.
Okay. Well, I'll go now then. But before I do, I want to remind everybody, please like, share, subscribe. This quote's going to be by Winston Churchill. It's a nice, short one. Oh yeah, one other thing. If you can, support us on Patreon. Help keep this show on the air. Otherwise, what else would I be doing with my nights? All right. In war, you can only be killed once, but in politics, many times. Think about that. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.